This is the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative podcast, home to the growing business community of trade finance stakeholders and institutions, making this asset class investable. And this is a bonus episode because in this podcast we're speaking to the TFDi's very own CEO, André Casterman. The reason? We've just announced the dates and location for the 2024 Trade Finance Investor Day, but we want to get more details right from the top. Hi, André.
Hi, Andy. Great to be here with you.
First of all, then, can you tell us where is it and when is it?
So this year's Investor Day will take place at the Four Seasons in London on Park Lane and will be taking place on the Monday 11th of November for dinner, a networking dinner, and with a full day of conference sessions on the Tuesday 12th of November. Excellent.
And that's the formula that worked so well last year. But what's the theme of this year's event? What's the mission of the Investor Day?
We want to address SME financing and the trade finance gap. And there are different ways to tackle this. But through the Investor Day, we definitely want to show the new entrants that are approaching that challenge, the industry challenge, in new ways. So we're focusing on alternative lenders, institutional investors working together, and working together means often working on the basis of securitization. So this is really the focus, which is why the Investor Day is unique in its content, because we are talking about a new way of addressing the distribution of trade finance through securitization, and we're going to showcase how new entrants are innovating through digital origination and automated distribution on the basis of securitization. It fits our mission at the TFD initiative level to bridge trade finance and capital markets. And you don't bridge those two completely different markets in the same way as distribution has worked so far in the bank-to-bank space or in the bank and credit insurance space. Attracting capital markets requires to adapt our banking practices, because I'm also coming from the banking side, adapting our banking practices to the capital market practices. And this is where securitization comes into the picture. So we're working with a number of, indeed, alternative lenders, but also sometimes with banks, of course, asset managers, institutional investors. We're going to get them on stage to share their testimonials about, indeed, the recent transactions they have been working on. So these are testimonials from TFDi members. And next to that, we are also going to take a strategic product perspective on recent and upcoming developments to continue growing the securitization capabilities and demonstrate how democratizing securitization has become achievable thanks to cloud technologies, APIs, data exchange, and standardization of the whole end-to-end process, basically. So I do promise something completely different from anything we see in the established traditional trade events, where I talk often about TFDi and securitization. And this is because indeed we want to bring the most recent implementations on stage and demo and present the new product capabilities that are available for new entrants, institutional investors, but also for banks to take advantage of.
So this November will see the second iteration of the Trade Finance Investor Day. So we did it for the first time. Our inaugural event was last October. It was a resounding success.
Yes, last October was indeed a resounding success, and we were quite impressed with the energy we felt, not only on stage but also in the room. And I think this is because indeed we wanted from the start to position the Trade Finance Investor Day as different. So we really brought on stage and in the audience all those new entrants indeed, that, and whether they are on the origination side as originators themselves or as tech providers for originators, or whether they are on the distribution side, on the funding side, acting as investors or as tech providers for investors, or law firms advising investors and funders. We brought those people together, and they in many cases they never met before in person, but they're working on the same mission to basically make sure that capital markets and institutional liquidity can be extended much more easily to trade financing transactions, basically.
Now, I know you're busy working on this and fine-tuning the agenda, but who's going to be speaking? What kind of companies? What have you got in store for us?
So indeed, we're going to look again, as I did last year, at the end-to-end transaction, because we need to take stock of major developments across B2B practices, business to originator innovations, legal changes, such as digital negotiable instruments, and then the whole distribution based on securitization and tokenization. So we're going to indeed get on stage alternative lenders and institutional investors sharing their joint testimonials, but also we're going to get new types of players such as B2B platforms. B2B platforms where basically funding of trade flows is increasingly embedded because B2B platforms is where trade flows originate and are initiated. Not trade finance necessarily, but trade flows for sure. So we have a great set of partners, sponsors for the event, and we have carefully handpicked those for their expertise or for their progress on indeed embedding institutional liquidity in their B2B or corporate to bank services and origination services. So a number of different stakeholders that are all contributing in one way or another to the digitization and the increased exchange and transfer of liquidity between the capital markets world and the SME world.
Brilliant, Andre. And finally, tickets are now on sale. Early bird special prices are available on the TFDi's website. Why is it unmissable? Why do people need to get their hands on those tickets right now, Andre?
I think personally the tickets and our early bird definitely is hugely attractive. And we wanted it to be hugely attractive. I mean, the fact that we're moving back to London makes it indeed more accessible as an event, but also the ticket price and what we offer in terms of networking opportunity through the Monday evening dinner and the full day on the 12th is, as our audience can check on the website, extremely affordable, and we definitely want it that way. Because it's a huge and a unique discovery opportunity of what's happening, and that is not traditional, completely different from many other events I attend, where incumbents are often talking about indeed bank to bank, which is a great space, and bank to insurance, another great space, but this is very established, very mature. What we're doing through the Investor Day is very different, thanks to the focus on indeed SMEs and securitization. So I think it's a great learning opportunity for our audience, and definitely that's how we are currently shaping the agenda. We're going to announce speakers one after the other, starting with the keynote speakers. And those will include indeed some of our partners for the day.
André Casterman, the CEO of the TFDi, thank you for your time, and I'll see you at the Four Seasons in November.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for listening today. Please subscribe to stay in the loop for all of our videos and podcasts. Follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter, and that's the best place to keep in touch with everything you do. And as Andre just said, those are the places where we'll be announcing more details about the Investor Day. Early bird tickets are now available on our website, tradefinancedistribution.com. There's a big yellow button that says Investor Day Tickets.